Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am going to show you how very easy it is to make delicious broccoli and roquefort soup, which is a bit like broccoli and Stilton. I love roquefort as a cheese. This one's made with sheep's milk, but it's raw sheep's milk, so it's full of friendly bacteria, fantastic for your gut. We're also going to add in some Parmigiano Reggiano, Italian cheese for that piquancy of flavour. We're going to be using some organic cream, and first up is onions into the pot. We're going to use ghee because it tastes delicious and it's got that lovely nutty flavour, and it's not going to burn on the bottom of the pot, but it will allow me to brown these onions. If you ever have soup in a restaurant and you think, oh, the soup is so good, so delicious, but whenever you have soup in a restaurant, if you're like me, you find that it fills you up and you get to your main course and you haven't got any room left. And the other thing with soup is it's usually thickened with flour. By making your own soup, this is a low-carb version, which means I'm not adding any thickeners. I'm just using the vegetables that I'm making it with. That's my onion going into the pot. Don't need to be too fussy about how you chop it up. Just keep your fingers out the way. And while those start to sweat, I'm going to pop a lid on. That'll speed things up a bit. I've got some organic chives here. We're going to put those in a minute as well for some extra flavour. It's always a good idea to make sure your knife is super sharp. You're less likely to cut your fingers like that. And the other ingredient we're going to need is some garlic. Quickest way to peel garlic. I did do a video clip about this before. Put the clove down on the board, start wrap with your hand on top of the knife, and it peels in an instant. There we go. And remember, because it's being cooked, you don't have to be too fussy about how finely you chop it. You don't need to bother with a garlic crusher, it's just something else to wash up. It's already looking good in there. I've got it on quite a high temperature because I know that the ghee isn't going to burn. Into that we are going to add my garlic and chives, and I'm just going to let that cook off for a few more minutes so it's got a little bit of colour. That makes it more flavoursome. That's browning in there nicely, but to speed things up, I'm going to add a little bit of water, which will mean that starts to steam through and it will cook many times quicker. Because what I'm aiming to show you is how fast you can make a soup from scratch with real ingredients. You don't need it doesn't need to be a big song and dance. You just do it really quickly, and within 15 minutes you should be able to have a meal on the table. There's my onion, garlic and chives cooking really nicely. The water I added is now evaporated off, but the onions are lovely and cooked. They've got a little bit of colour, so I think we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. The broccoli that I roasted in the oven earlier, there we go. I pre-roasted that so I could have it all ready and use at the same time. I'm going to chuck all that in. That was 2 heads of broccoli, just done into florets. We are also going to add a good teaspoon of salt, a couple of teaspoons there. You can always adjust the seasoning at the end, so you don't need to worry about it too much at this point. I'm also adding a teaspoon of ground nutmeg because I love the flavour of nutmeg and I think it goes really well in this soup. And on top of that, I'm going to add my chicken stock, fresh homemade stock, which I made a couple of days ago. Always keep some of that in the fridge. And there was about 4 cups of stock there. Like all my cooking, there's no hard and fast rules about quantities. I'm going to let that cook on for about 10 minutes, bring it up to the boil, and then I'm going to add the cheese and the cream. Down, put in the Roquefort, and I'm going to balance that with a bit of about a half a cup of chopped up pieces of cheddar. That's just some orange cheddar, and a similar amount of Parmesan. This has been pre-chopped, so it's nice and straightforward. And I'm going to put some pepper into that. I've turned off the heat, you don't need to cook it anymore. And I'm going to put about half a cup of heavy cream in there, and stick blender. We are going to blend this. which I won't make you listen to. So I've blended that till it was smooth. It is now time for the taste. See how it's turned out. It's very hot, obviously. Oh, that's so good. Doesn't even need any more seasoning. It's just delicious. I'm going to just show you what that looks like. I'm going to put it into this bowl here. You have a beautiful, thick, creamy soup that's got a base of a meat stock. I used a chicken stock, so you've got all that collagen in there from the chicken stock, all of the minerals and goodness. You have all the benefit of all the vegetables in there, a grind of pepper, and there you have it. A delicious soup which was very easy and quick to make. It's packed with protein, vitamins, minerals, made from whole ingredients. Doesn't take long to make, takes almost no skill, just a stick blender and a pan, some really simple ingredients, and can be ready in less time than it takes you to order a takeout and have it delivered. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe for more delicious, easy to make content. Thanks for watching.